welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity, where 47 asexuals give their views and opinions on love, life and sex and how to survive and thrive in this highly sexualized world. So if you haven't already checked that out, check it out down below. As always, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that great big subscribe button so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to share this video at the end if you think someone may benefit from it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along and hit that great big bell icon after you subscribe to get instant notification of when I go live like now. So in this video, I want to talk to you all about the asexual awareness that I'm raising for you guys on this channel, that you are a part of and helping me to raise, because I could not do this without you. So I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I want to say a big thank you to everyone in my community here who's supporting this channel, who's thumbs upping it, who's commenting, who's liking, who's sharing it. I really appreciate that. I'm going to share some stats with you soon. It's really exciting. I just wanted to talk to you today about the fact I've been interviewed for a podcast. It's a podcast that's all about being your true, authentic self, which I'm a firm believer of. Before I even realised I was asexual in 2014, I had an embrace your quirky philosophy, which I still hold true to this day, which is all about being your true, authentic self, no matter what anyone else says, thinks or does. So, and that's the philosophy I developed to overcome depression in 2012. And I was always known online as Quirky. My publishing company is called Quirky Books, which is what my Asexual Perspectives book is under. It's my own publishing company. And so, yeah, it's just been a marvellous journey. So I had this podcast interview today and I was talking to someone who had no clue about asexuality whatsoever. And so I was interviewed for this podcast, and once it's edited and uploaded, I will let you know. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for this community, because she had been watching some of my videos over the weekend and had been learning stuff about asexuality. I think there was a little confusion between celibacy, abstaining, going without sex for a few years, and actually, being asexual as a sexual orientation. So I hope the bits that I did of the podcast, which says that, celibacy is not the same as being asexual, I hope that all stays in there after the editing process. So I'm really happy that, this channel is thriving. Because obviously, she was watching the videos over the weekend and she was taking great interest in learning something that's very different to what she's used to. And so if it wasn't for you supporting this channel, I would not be here today, and I would not be doing the stuff I'm doing with the podcasts, interviews and everything like that. And, I did stress how important it is for me to raise awareness of asexuality on a global scale, because there are people, sadly, who are committing suicide or are trying to commit suicide because they're asexual. And I just think that's just really horrible to read stuff like that, And I want us to change the world, I want to change the world. I told her on this podcast, I don't want to make everyone asexual. I just want to raise awareness to the whole world of asexuality so that it's accepted as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, so that no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. I said, 1% of the population is meant to be asexual. That's a recorded 1%. And that means 1 in every 100. But so many people are hiding and living in fear because of what society's done. It's conditioned people to believe they have to have sex in order to have love and in order to have a relationship and be happy. But asexuals separate the romance and the love part, you know, and we separate the sex part. So, you know, it's really important that we continue to spread awareness of asexuality. Now, I had a comment on one of my previous videos by someone who watches this channel, and I wanted to read it out to you and read my reply. I really value all sensible and feedback like this. I really appreciate it. So I'm always open to being flexible, to listen to people. Obviously, people who are spamming me saying disgusting comments about sex, I just delete those. They go in my spam folder and never seen on my YouTube channel. But the people who are my community here, who I care about, I'm very open to listening to all of you guys about what you think would be good for this channel, what you like, what you don't like. I do have to, however, go with what the majority wants and what's good for the channel. So what's increasing the figures, you know, what's making people view the channel more, what's, you know, what's keeping viewers watching more. And I'm open to being flexible about that and changing with the needs. Hello, Michael. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I'm open to being flexible about, you know, about listening to feedback from people who watch this channel, what they think's good about it, what they think needs improving. I'm open and flexible about that. However, like I say, I have to go with what the majority want, and also I have to go with the figures, you know, like raising awareness. I haven't been to your streams in a while. What did I miss? Oh, you've missed a ton of stuff, Michael. You'll have to catch up. I'm talking about a comment. So I'm talking about saying I've got an asexual, well, I had a podcast interview today about asexuality. It wasn't a podcast, it wasn't an asexual podcast, but I was talking about asexuality and all the work I do for asexuals, and I was thanking you for being part of this community, thanking everyone that's a part of this community, because she was watching the videos doing research about what I do and help raise awareness. She was watching the videos. It's someone who's abroad who runs a podcast channel called Freestyle Your Life, actually. You know, once it's out, then I will post a link, and she's all about being true authentic self, and that's what I'm all about. So we have a lot of things in common. Like, I'm all about, you know, expressing yourself in the world as you are, living as you are, and not through society's conditioning, which is what, you know, we're led to believe with, that sex is what makes a happy, healthy relationship, and you have to have sex in order to be happy and healthy and have a loving relationship in your life, which simply isn't true, and we know that, but society's conditioned us to believe that. And me and her were having a good discussion about how society conditioned us over lots of different things, and how it's very bad for your soul. You know, it's very bad to worry about the world and to try and conform to it in ways, because it goes against our true personality and being. But sometimes we're so afraid of being ourselves because we'll worry about what people say or think, and we worried about getting hurt, you know. And this lady who interviewed me, she's amazing. She has been severely ill with operation after operation. I won't give the whole live stream away. And you know, she realised that she was just doing too much that was against her own inner being, against her soul, and she had to change her mindset, she had to change her life so that she could live, basically, and be happy and not have this constant nightmare of ill health, which is, you know, she could die from what she's had. So it's really important to be your true authentic self, to live your own life, and to be who you were born to be. So I was going on to say, you know, about this channel that, you know, this channel's so important for raising awareness, you know, getting more information out there to people. And I really appreciate the community, everyone who subscribes, who likes, who shares, who comments on these videos, because it really helps to raise awareness of asexuality. Now, I had a comment left, some feedback by one of the people who watches this channel. And her feedback was not as positive as I'd like, but it was constructive. However, my answer to it, I want you to hear, because I want you to know the stats of this channel, so how well it's progressed since having the new format that I've done with these live streams. So this was her comment, which I do understand, and I would love to get your feedback and thoughts. So this was her comment. It says, you can see it on the video, it says, what does it feel like to have asexual friends? So it's on that video. Now that video, I did talk a lot about my past because I wanted to contrast the past. I like to tell you my stories sometimes, you know, because on these live streams, I like to give you context of how far I was, you know, become in my life, so that you can see how you can have a journey of transformation in your own life. Because I was in that video, I'm not going to go over it again because you can watch it later, but in that video I was explaining how I didn't have many friends as a kid, how I was very lonely, lost, no one really understood me. And I'm not going to go into all the bits that happened in between because you can watch that video. I mean, that is even a shortened version of what actually happened. But, you know, as concise as I could get it, really, with explaining stuff in a good way. To fast forward now when I've got asexual friends and it feels, you know, I feel ecstatic. I feel so over the moon with it. I feel elated, you know. I even use the word orgasmic because to me sex isn't orgasmic. I don't even know why they use that word in sex, but you know, it's a euphoric experience having asexual friends who speak to me and message me and ask me how I am and how my day's gone, how my weekend's gone, how I'm doing. It's just an amazing feeling. And so I want to get that across and contrast between the way my life was in the past when I felt lonely, lost and misunderstood, to how it is now that people understand me. I feel great, I feel happy, I feel confident, and I wanted to give hope to other people to, you know, to go to asexual meetups, to make friends online, because, you know, if I can do that huge transformation, then I know they can. And also I was explaining how I wasn't used to being in groups years ago, let alone now, like now organising group meetups. You know, that wasn't who I was. So I've changed drastically as a person in that way and become a better person. So this is the feedback I got on that particular video. And so I just wanted to share it with you and share some statistics of this channel in response to what she says. So she said, "Hi Sandra, I love what I'm reading from the screen on the left, which is under my YouTube video. So if you wonder why my eyes are pointing over, that's why." So she put, "Hi Sandra, I love what you do and I love the topics you touch on. I wish your videos were concise and more to the point though, 5 to 6 minutes in brackets. Like some of your older content. I think it would help you get more views and spread awareness to more people that way. Anyway, thanks for being a face for the ace community." Okay, so she's talking about before I did my live streams, and she's saying 5 to 7 minutes. Actually, most of them were still over that if you look back, but they were a lot shorter. So I take her point that some people do like shorter videos. I do get that. I have been kind of thinking that myself, that, you know, some people like shorter videos. Should I be making more of them? But obviously I put a lot of time, energy and effort into live streaming every day. To be doing that on top, you know, making shorter videos when I've got loads of other work to do, that I need to earn money, so I need to be doing other things, then, you know, I have to kind of choose whether to do the live streams or make short videos. Like I was only doing one video a week, remember, before. Now I'm in your life every single day. And you know, anyway, I'll read what I've put so you understand it. So I've put, "Hi, I'm not going to reveal the person's name. You can go look at it there. Thank you so very much for your insightful and useful feedback. I always love to hear what viewers think. I have been thinking about what you are saying, and I understand that some people like short videos. It's something I will consider going forward in these next months, and I will monitor my stats. I am flexible to what the majority want. However, since I have been live streaming every day on this channel since the 1st of July last year, 2018, apart from one day when my friend was in hospital, overall my views have increased. My subscribers have increased. My watch minutes have increased. In comparison to before, when I just uploaded one shorter pre-recorded video each week. I have people who tune in and watch me almost every night, and I know they said they would miss me if I couldn't do the show for some reason. I have got feedback from one person in particular who tunes in and watches me almost every night, and I know they said they would miss me if I couldn't do the live stream. Sorry, I already read part of that bit, sorry. I'll put my finger there. I've got feedback from one person in particular who finds what I say inspiring, and that their life is more positive because of what I share in my videos, and it's been a life-changing experience for them. From July the 1st to December the 31st, I have had 56,493 watch minutes. That's 56,493 watch minutes. From July the 1st, when I started live streaming, to December the 31st last year. And 15,076 views. With average watch duration up, likes up, videos in playlist watched up. Compare that with the previous 6 months, from the 1st of July 2018 to the 30th of July 2000. Oh, I put 19 by accident. I have to change that. 1st of January 2018 to the 30th of July 2018. It should say. I'll change that in a minute. Which was 14,470 watch time minutes. Remember, now I've got 56,493 minutes. Before it's 14,470 minutes in 6 months. So and I had before, in the previous 6 months to me live streaming, 7,275 views. But now I've had in the last 6 months 15,076 views. And last year, my watched videos in my playlist were down, and average duration was down, and likes were down. So my watch time has more than tripled, getting towards quadrupled more minutes, and my views have doubled. I think what I am doing is working, and people are overall preferring the new format. I am reaching more viewers than ever before and spreading more awareness than ever before, as on a much more global scale, which means I'm helping more people and spreading more awareness at the same time. Plus, I don't know who else is live streaming every day on their channel for free, offering valuable and insightful content that is unique in its expression in many ways, and people can get access to ask me anything they want about asexuality live. So, do you see what I mean? So, obviously, I will go with what the majority wants on this channel. If I find throughout, 2019 figures start to drastically drop and people prefer short videos, then I'll go back to that format. But at the moment, it's working. And to go back to doing what I was doing before means that I would drop considerable, 56,492 watch minutes compared to 14,470 watch minutes. It's just, it's 4 times difference. That means I would be dropping tons of watch time, and the views have doubled. So I'm getting far more eyeballs on this channel, doubled in 6 months. I mean, that's an incredible achievement. Which like I said, I owe a lot of that to you guys, because you're interacting, you're liking, you're sharing, you're commenting. Obviously, if you guys decide in the future that you don't want these live chats and they're not they're not good for you anymore, and you want the old format back, then that's fine. I can do that, because I will literally go with whatever the majority want. I think the applicable phrase is, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Exactly, Michael. Exactly. I totally agree with you. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. I would say in the past it was broke and I fixed it. And it's really, difficult. People don't realise, but I'm working my butt off doing other things, right? And because I do other blogs and I do other stuff, and sometimes I'm jumping in the shower like half an hour before I'm on, because I'll be in my pajamas all day working. I'm engrossed in what I'm doing, but I have to cut off from that because to come and speak to you guys, and to be able to actually ad-lib and talk for a lot of time and still be coherent is actually a very, very huge skill to me, and anyone who can do that. It's what international speakers do on stage. They speak for non-stop for 45 minutes ad-libbing without any script whatsoever, and they talk to people and they tell the story of their life and stuff like that. That's what they do. I've had some speaker training, but a lot of the time it does come naturally to me, but it's also good practice for me. The more I talk fluidly, the more actual interviews and podcast interviews I'm going to get. The more people will reach out to me and say, hey, I saw you on your YouTube, I want you on my show. I mean, I've got a girl coming next month who's filming me for a documentary for her degree. And, you know, and her university's messing her around, so she's already changed the date. That she's changed the date twice, actually, that she's going to come and see me. But she's like, last time she's like, I'm really so sorry, you know, but I definitely want to interview you. You know, it's got to be you, you know, with your book. I usually give you a like at the end, but I think I'll give you one now because I love it when someone looks at the statistics before making a decision. Thank you, Michael. That means a lot. You know, that does mean a lot. I mean, I will monitor the statistics as we go along in 2019. I will do that. But, you know, I just was absolutely amazed because it's a while since I knew it was going up, because I know that the views have gone dramatically up, you know, from what I was live streaming when I started in 2015. I think in the last 6 months I've had like a third of what I was doing over like a period of 2.5 years. Do you know what I mean? It's like dramatically increased. And it actually is, you know, it takes a lot of time to do these videos. Like I said, I might have been engrossed in doing a project and stuff. And I might, you know, you know, sometimes I'm jumping in the shower half an hour before I'm due to go on air because I've been in my pajamas all day and my hair looks a mess and I want to look, you know, like reasonable. I don't have showers. Usually I have showers every single day, but there's occasions where my hair's okay because I wash it so much that, you know, I might have been in pajamas and it doesn't look bad, but the majority of time I'm getting, you know, even if I'm in my pajamas, got back in my pajamas, I've still gone and got a shower and done my hair so it looks presentable. Do you know what I mean? And I'm always having, you know, thinking up things to say all the time. Most of the time it comes naturally, but there's a few times where I'm like, what am I going to talk about tonight? Because I've been talking a lot about things and then all of a sudden it will come to me. But to be able to live stream non-stop thinking about topics and sharing my life and journey with you is kind of like very difficult sometimes in terms of the amount of time it does take and also in terms of, you know, like the stuff I'm sharing with you. But I do take my time more over it because I think it's important to have context. Sometimes I mean, it's good doing videos, but there's so many channels that just do short videos and you don't really understand them, how much they know about asexuality. Is it just they've learned it from textbooks? Is it just they're talking about it because they've read it somewhere, or is it actually because they're experiencing it in life? Do you know what I mean? And that's why I like to differentiate myself in this channel and the fact that I'm actually living it. I'm trying to talk to you about my everyday life so you can see how difficult it is sometimes when you're asexual in a highly sexualized world and giving you sort of things you can relate to. And I'm also explaining how much you know, awareness I'm achieving, because that actually motivates me to do more, to spread awareness more. You know, having you here as a community, you're like my friends now. So kind of like, I like long chats with you sometimes, you know. I'm an extrovert person. I like chats with you. I know some of you guys and girls that tune in here, you like, you know, you like coming on the show because you're kind of like, well, I've missed, you know, like you said, Michael, what have I missed? It's kind of like, this is like asexuality reality TV show. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of how I think of it now, because it's like, well, no other channels like doing a real reality TV, and you know, I'm experiencing real life asexuals up and down, so I kind of like think of this as asexuality reality TV, and most people watch their TV programs for like an hour, half an hour, don't they? So if people love this show, then, you know, they're gonna kind of not worry so much or not mind or like even the fact that I talk for a while, because it's interesting, I think, when you discover how people have changed in their life. And especially I like to inspire people that asexuality is not all that bad that people think it is, and that, you know, and that it can change your life for the better forever. I mean, mine's certainly changed. I mean, now I can organise group meetups where I couldn't really be in groups easily before. I have more friends than I've ever had in my life. I can speak about sex, and actually prior to being asexual, well, not being asexual, prior to finding out I was asexual, I couldn't even talk about the word sex, apart from as a joke, like make a few sex jokes. I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk about any of my past life. I mean, today on the podcast that I was on today, I opened up about something really personal. I've told you on this channel about it, but I used more explicit words in that of what happened, and it was hard for me. It was a little bit like, you know, I really didn't want to talk about it. in a way, because it was a very painful experience for me. The thing that happened when I was 6, and and I actually used I had to, I mean, the person who was interviewing me foreign anyway, and I had to like kind of use not explicit as in nasty or vulgar language. I had to use very basic explicit terms like this is what they wanted, because the person, in order to get the message across, especially with the different language barriers, I needed to be very specific about what I was saying, and that actually was quite hard for me. Because it was that even the 6-year-old incident, I didn't even speak on this channel about it, and it's not even in my book. It's very, very hard for me. It was very traumatic time. I was traumatized for years by that experience. And to this day I still don't like it happened, but it happened, and that I have to accept it. But it's hard for me, and so doing asexual stuff has really got me out of my comfort zone, and I have to push my fears and boundaries. I teach you, and I show you, and I explain to you how it's really important to come out as asexual, to be your true authentic self. But even for me, doing stuff on the global scale even I have to push through my boundaries to open up about my past stuff, because it's really hard when you've kept that stuff hidden for years, when you haven't wanted to talk about it because it's something you don't really want to remember in your life. Sometimes I have dreams from when I've talked about stuff on this channel. I have dreams about my ex because I'm talking about him, and I don't want those dreams. But it's kind of like, okay, so do I go back to a format where I don't really talk about my own life, I just talk about asexuality in general, generic terms, or do I really carry on talking to you about exactly how it is, life is as an asexual person, living day to day, day in, day out? I talk about some foods I even eat that give me foodgasms. I talk about, the cinema, no sex films you might like to watch, because this is living in the day-to-day reality of an asexual life. This is not fluffing up just an asexual term. This is what it means. This is like real life, true life, what's going on in my world. And I kind of like that about this channel. I like the rawness, I like the reality of it, I like the fact that yes, I could go more generic, and I've done a lot of videos in the past, but if I'm streaming live every single day rather than just doing one video a week, I've got to keep having new content, and I like to talk about things that are happening in my life as I'm going along. And I think it's very different to other channels where they just give you a lot of the time textbook definitions of things. Well, it's all very well giving you textbook definitions of things, and it's good. I still appreciate that, and I still, I might still make some more videos, but I've done a lot. I might still do some textbook definition versions of things, but I like to put my own spin and context on it so that you can get a good feel for it. I like you to know that I'm an asexual, a real life person, because there's so many people who are sort of like in the world who are sort of saying, oh, asexuality doesn't exist, it's a load of rubbish, you've got a disease, you're ill, something's wrong with you, oh, you're just talking about being friends with someone, there's no difference, you're being celibate. It's like, no. I'm a real person who's really asexual. It's a sexual orientation. I've been like that since I was born, but I didn't realise it. My past indicates that I didn't know it at the time, but if I knew what I know now, and I looked back then I know I'm asexual. And I feel like I have to be here with you in the moment saying, look, if you need to come out as asexual, point to me and say, that girl, she's asexual, watch her show. Watch a real life asexual living an asexual life. Watch her. She's real. She's there. If you don't believe me, go and speak to her. She'll tell you what it's like. Do you know what I mean? I'm fighting your corner for you, because there's not many people that do that. Like I said, there's asexual channels that, yes, their videos are much more, they got many more subscribers than I have. And I know that, they've got tons more subscribers than I have. But I'm not here just for subscriptions. I'm not here just to put the perfect video together and not give you more than that, because I feel it's my duty, responsibility, and I feel it's part of my life. What I need to do is to share with you an asexual life so you can see it in action, day in, day out. You can find out what it's like, like if I do date sexuals, which I try not to do a lot of the time, if I do, it's interesting to see how that dynamic works, isn't it? Because a lot of people want to know what's it like to date a heterosexual person, And as you probably know, it's a load of rubbish a lot of the time, but it's still nice for you to understand what it's like for being asexual in that way. You know I'm not I like every single asexual. I know I've got different things I like. You know, sometimes I'm a 1% of the 1% with the way I like to kiss. It's just like weird, you know, like everyone seems to be different for me, even asexual seems to be different from me. But, you know, that's part of who I am, and I want to share my journey with you, you know, and I personally think these videos are better because obviously the stats are much higher. I'm raising more awareness. People, you know, I've got people coming on ASAP, like I had one yesterday going, oh, I've seen your YouTube show. I had someone about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago saying, oh, you're that famous asexual YouTuber, because people are getting to know more and more about this channel now. I didn't have this before I was live streaming very much. I had some people say I've seen your channel, but it's more like I'm becoming more famous for asexuality now, which is what I want, because I want to raise more awareness. The more famous I become about asexuality, the more people want to interview me, the more we can raise awareness of asexuality, you know? You know, at the moment, I'm not profiting from asexuality. I'm actually losing money because, you know, my outgoings are more than my incomings. I mean, that's why I have got the donate button. If anyone wants to donate anything, every little helps, even $1 or £1, you know, because I'm not making the money at the moment. I'm still looking for an employed job as well as doing other business stuff, because, you know, my domains and stuff as well have to be paid for every year, but I don't do it for that. You know, I've been doing it since 2015 for free pretty much, because I really believe whether money comes in or money doesn't, I ultimately believe that this is what I'm born to do. I ultimately believe I've got such a loud mouth, I've got such a big personality, that I'm able to reach a more global audience than some other people. I'm not saying there isn't other people that do it, because there are tons of people doing it, you know. It's not just me. I'm not saying, I really appreciate everyone that raises awareness of asexuality, where it's from an article or it's a big show in America. I really appreciate every one of them doing that. I'm not taking that away from them. I'm just saying what I want to do while I'm here, because obviously I'm living my life and I want to tell you what my mission is and my purpose, so you know the purpose of this channel, yeah? Because otherwise, you know, if you don't know why I'm doing it, then you probably think, what's the point? And so I just wanted to share with you, you know, how well this channel's doing, the fact that I am getting more interviews. Now I've got a podcast which really is based around like coaching about being different, and because that's what her business is. And so, you know, I'm reaching much more global audience, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and let you know what's happening. And obviously, like you say, Michael, if something's not broken, then don't fix it. So I fixed it from being broken, I think, to being good. So anyway, I will monitor the stats still. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you so much for being here with me. And like I said, when the podcast goes live, I will link to it. Anyway, this is a short video from me tonight. I will say thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for everyone else who's tuning in. Like I said, if you do want to donate a bit more of money, like $1 or £1, I am saving up for a printer. I've got like £159 I still need to save up, so I'm getting there. But the commercial printer will go towards me writing more asexual books and obviously, you know, articles and stuff. Night, Heather, thank you for tuning in. So it does all help. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, keep embracing your quirky and each other's. And I will see you on the next live stream or video. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, hit the great big subscribe button right down below. And hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And thank you for all the thumbs up so far. I really appreciate it. And I love you to bits.